Hi, and I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of Rodnalysis. In this edition, I will be breaking down and previewing the Colts 2011 NFL schedule. And so I would like to start off with the first game, the first regular season game for the Colts. Colts at Texans. Well, this one is always a tough one for the Colts, as you know that the Texans have gotten Wade Phillips now. Their defense has upgraded, and so now I would imagine that they probably would have more competition for the Colts offense this season. And so when we go to the Texans, that should be a tough one. And the next one I want to talk about is Browns at Colts. Well, the Browns, they're no one's really, no person really that good on their team. That game should be a win. Plus, it's at home, and it's an early game, so we should be okay with that one. But then I want to talk about Steelers Colts. That was going to be another tough one that will have problem. Another team that will have problems with during regular season. Um, the Steelers, their defense, as you guys all know, that the Steelers made it to the Super Bowl last year against the Packers, and well, I don't think the Steelers will struggle next year. The Steelers, their defense will still be remain at the top against a Colts offense, so that should be a pretty good one. And it's Sunday night on NBC, and it should be a pretty tough, competitive game for the Colts. Um, then you have Colts at Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers, as you guys know, are a up and coming team. They have a tough division with the Saints, the Falcons, and probably going to be better this year, Carolina Panthers. And so, the next two games, Chiefs at Colts, Colts at Bengals, those should be no problems at all. But then I move you to Colts at Saints. Colts at Saints. That game is a rematch of Super Bowl 44, and so that will be Sunday night as well, as we are going up against another good offense in the Saints. Drew Brees in that offense, being able to pass the ball really well and maybe run it well too. So that'll be a good competitive matchup. Colts at Titans. Titans are on the rebuilding. Falcons at Colts. Falcons, they're a tough team. I would say that we would have the advantage in that game because we are at home in that game, and so the Falcons have a good running game, so that might be a problem with us stopping the run there. So then you take a look at Jaguars at Colts. That one tough. If Maurice Jones-Drew is in this season, we always have problems with stopping the run. That could be a competitive matchup as well. Panthers at Colts, I don't really see too much there in Week 12. And then Week 13, our arch rivals, the New England Patriots, as they've upgraded a lot to their team, not only their offense with Chad Ochocinco. So now you have Welker, Ochocinco, and Brady on that offense, and Lawrence Maroney on that offense running the ball. So that one, and it's in Foxborough, so that should always be a good, competitive, high-scoring game, offensive game against the Patriots, and so that one's going to be tough. Then we have Colts in the Ravens in Baltimore. Baltimore, as they got a good defense and a good run game. They're one of those power running teams, just like the Steelers are. They made it to the playoffs last year as a wild card again for they they have a great run game, great defense. Should be a competitive matchup. Then you have Titans at Colts, that we should win both of the games that we have against Tennessee. Texans, always a tough one in Week 16. That's going to be a tough one there, especially at the end of the season, if we are close in trying to get the division from the Texans. And then you have the last game in there, which is Jacksonville, and that will be tough as well. And so, you look back at this and say, well, Steelers, Bucks, Saints, Patriots, and Ravens will all be tough games. And the Texans could also have the possibility of being a tough game, too. Um, I would say that if we want to be good in the postseason, if we go to the postseason again this season, and if we want to look good in the postseason, we will have to beat these teams: Steelers, Patriots, Ravens. They're all perennial AFC teams, top of the conference teams that we're gonna have to be able to win those games. Saints, top of the NFC. We have to be able to, if we want to be able to be good in the postseason, we have to win these tough games. And the teams that we play, such as Browns, Bengals, Titans, Jaguars, those teams are, they're kind of on the rebuilding. I mean, I wouldn't say so much the Jacksonville Jaguars, but the Chiefs, the other teams that I were talking about, like Chiefs, Bengals, those little teams there. I mean, they will give you a game, but if you're the Indianapolis Colts, they really don't have defenses to stop good offenses such as Indy's. So this is my analysis of the schedule for the Colts for 2011, and I'll be back with you guys when the regular season starts to break down the first game, Colts at Texans, Sunday, September 11th at 1 o'clock on CBS. And I would like to thank you guys again for watching another edition of Rodnalysis. See you later.